Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Lodgify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.
Welcome to Good Morning Hospitality, your one-stop shop for the latest news, noteworthy trends, and thought-provoking discussions across the industry. From hotels to short-term rentals to all things travel and hospitality, you'll find each episode equips you with the information that you need to start your week. Join us on Good Morning Hospitality every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. Woo! We got that early morning energy.
I love it. Another beautiful Wednesday.
A great Wednesday. We're back. Oh, at least I'm back in my normal headquarters right over here. I'm loving your office, by the way. Like the more I think I want to hire you to come and like do some like lighting situations.
I'm stylizing it here. I got all these hotel keys and travel keys behind me. That's what these are.
Those are all hotel keys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What? I have like a whole stack of them here, and I'm trying to figure out what to do.
That's what I did. I put some blue painter's tape on the back of them, stuck them up on the wall, and now I've got a more and more of a background with things for you all to look at, because I know you're not paying attention to us. You're just looking at our backgrounds here.
Steve Turk, I am impressed.
You see? That's what I do. That's why I moved up so quick in this industry.
What? So you've been up since super early, right? So you're like, your day is like you are well into your day.
Yes, I'm well into my day. That's why I've got my early morning energy. And we're back at our right time, right? Yesterday, or last week, we had some technical difficulties. I think we had like one viewer, but now I see our roll call is coming in.
Yeah. So by the way, let us know where you're joining us from. I'm back home in LA for the moment. But
and Tanner asking, how many of those tattoos are made of wood? I've got 2 on the wall. Where are they? 1, 2.
Oh, fancy.
Made of wood.
Fancy. Okay, so while we're doing our roll call, by the way, if you're joining us, let us know where you are joining from. We want to know. In the meantime, Steve, give us an update. 50 hotels in 50 days.
Yes,
for those ways. I'm kidding.
I know. Basically what it is. So for whatever reason, on a Saturday morning a week ago, I was like, man, I haven't really seen this out there. I put out a poll. Would you watch if I went to 50 hotels?
I participated in the poll.
You did in 50 days and found one unique item or service at each one of those hotels that you might be able to use at your hotel. And a lot of you said yes, over 100 people. I said, you know what? Let's do it. So now I am 8 hotels in, and you can follow along here on LinkedIn, on the Hospitality Mentor, or on YouTube. But now, when you start training for like a marathon or a half marathon, one of those long races.
And you're like, why did I sign up for this?
Yeah, I'm in those like that 3rd mile. And I'm like, all right, I got to keep going.
Started with 50 and not like, I don't know, 20.
It just sounded better.
Of course, a higher number always sounds better. Atlanta, Georgia, whoop, whoop.
I got Chris and St. Pete. So I got to come to St. Pete. They got some good hotels there too.
Yeah.
So I'm going through it. And what's surprising to me, because I've never realized that I've stayed in many hotels. I take pictures and videos, and usually I have permission to do those things. But now I'm going in unannounced. That's one of the rules. I can't go in unannounced, so they can't set anything up for me. And I've got security like following me around at these hotels. I'm like shocked. This is 3 out of 8 of them are following me around.
This is what's fascinating. So you're literally just going around with your phone. You're just
with my phone, just like that. Like, yeah.
Are you doing it? You're doing it in landscape. Maybe that's what's giving you away. If you were doing it in horizontal. I'm kidding.
I think it might be because I'm like horizontal because I want it for YouTube and computers.
I mean, I'm saying it tongue in cheek, but I actually would be curious if they're like, oh, that could be different. Who knows? They're probably not paying.
They're on me though at this. I won't say which hotel yesterday, but they made eye contact with me. I made eye contact with them, and then they like followed me around.
We're
the
like,
hotel.
Bro,
like,
on
we know
to
you. So, all right, guys. I promise I will make sure you all look good. I'm not going to expose anything bad. I'm only highlighting good things.
Good morning, Jeremy. Oh my gosh.
Jeremy, good to see you. And Christopher's going to get tough in the 2030s. Yeah, I'm starting to realize it. Well, I went to a boutique hotel and I couldn't use anything. There wasn't anything.
Oh, there wasn't anything remarkable?
Yeah, I don't want to make anyone look bad, right? So
no, of course. No, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just be like, They have an amazing scent when you walk in the lobby.
I was trying hard. Scent,
I mean,
music,
yeah,
water
I'm into.
display, front desk decor. I was trying hard, but there wasn't anything there. And
Oh,
Jeremy's saying, "You, Steve, you look almost the same age as in your bar mitzvah photo. You don't age." So if you didn't see the latest video, my bar mitzvah photo's in it.
wait, hold on, stop it. I missed this. I
Yes.
missed this, and I'm highly upset that I have missed this photo. By the way, we were totally going to start this, so maybe we can hold ourselves accountable for
Yes.
next week. We wanted to do a way back Wednesday photo where
Mhm.
Steve and I would share a photo from when we first started in hospitality. So if you like this idea where you can see us as baby hoteliers, let us know. We can do the deep dive and the digging.
We'll do it. I've got a good picture of my first week on the job, so
Oh
I
my
can bring
gosh.
that out too.
Ring light and all. Oh my gosh.
So anyhow, it's going fun. If you see me out there, come say hello. I'll get you on video. And if you want your hotel in it, let me know. I've had a lot of people write me that they want me to come by. So let me know.
Oh, good. Well, so by the way, I will say this. I give you so much credit for going in solo and doing this. I get so uncomfortable when I have to go film in public by myself. That is like not my jam. People are like, "Oh my gosh, you must be so." And I'm like,
It's
like
weird.
it
People are
is weird.
watching me, and I'm like, "Hey guys," I've had to do
You're,
multiple takes.
yeah. Oh, 100%. Try being a tall blonde. People are like, "Hey," it's like,
Yeah, they're like,
no,
"Who's
sugar
this
nicer.
lady?"
They're like, "Ugh." I remember filming something one time in Seattle, and
Good
I
tip,
was with
Christopher.
my videographer. Oh, I love this. And people were like, "Are you on the news? Hey!" And they were jumping in, and I was like, I
Yeah, a lot
started.
of people jumping into the background. I'm like,
Oh,
"All right,
oh,
now I just
hey,
that was a great take."
mom.
I might just keep those. I'm gonna keep
You should
those.
you should totally make a spoof reel because those are a lot of fun.
I'm going to. I'm gonna include some of those coming up.
Like, okay,
But thank
should
you
we?
for asking. And enough banter. Let's get into the real
And
show. Why people come here.
oh gosh, this
Boom.
stupid feature.
Does it
Yeah,
work?
yeah, get the
No, it
double
didn't
ones.
work.
Double ones. Okay. All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and we've got some cool topics today. So this is fun. So Hilton is actually going to be acquiring graduate hotels for 210 million. So I don't know if many of you are familiar with graduate hotels. They're awesome. Started as more of like a boutique hotel company. Just as the name implies, graduate, all of them have a sort of university college theme, and that's where they started in all of those markets, which is really cool. So you've got everything from Austin. What was it? They've got Auburn,
Yeah.
Princeton. Oh, those are the upcoming ones. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Ann Arbor, Knoxville, Palo Alto, Oxford, Cambridge, and more. Really cool. By the way, have you ever been in one of their
I
hotels?
have not, but I've been a huge fan of what they've
Yeah,
been creating. I have a kind of graduate hotel vibe going on behind me right
you
now.
kind of do. We just need some wood
Yeah.
paneling.
Yeah, but what I
Like,
love about what they did, yes, I like
yeah.
that the Hilton story part of it, but
Yes.
they started this 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
2014, an
Mm-hmm.
idea in second tier, third tier markets, because that's the only
Mm-hmm.
place they could really get into, and said, we're
Mm-hmm.
going to get into these college towns. And they started in Athens, Georgia, 10 years ago, and really
Good
make
old
all
Athens.
hotels uniquely local. So you feel like you're in that place, like it's been there forever, and just shows you they had
Yeah.
a unique idea that some people probably thought was crazy. And now 10 years later, they're selling it for $210 million to the biggest hotel company in the world.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's so awesome. And what I love about it, by the way, one of my dear friends who I was a concierge with, and I'll just say a quick shout out to him. He's not going to see this because he's busy running a hotel, but not you. You get what I'm saying. Kirk Figgins was my colleague for quite some time at the London West Hollywood as a concierge, and I was so proud of him because he went from being a concierge, then he hopped over into sales. Then he did another something else, and the next thing you know, he ended up moving, and he moved to Knoxville, and he was been working with graduate hotels, and I think he's the GM of the one in Knoxville, but he might even be higher now at this point. But it was so cool to see his trajectory, and I'm just a fan of the brand. Like
Yeah.
it's fun.
It's fun. It's fun. It's unique. I think it's kind of that mix of like really well done vacation rental vibe, right?
Mhm.
That they
Yep.
brought into hotels, and it's in cities. 'Cause look, I went to school in Tallahassee. They don't have any in Florida yet. And
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee, Florida, Florida State University,
Tallahassee.
but they don't have too many great hotels. And this is what they do. They come into these markets, make something that
Yeah,
alumni would like to stay at when they're going to like parents' weekend or coming for
totally.
graduation and doing things. And they nailed it. They've done a great job.
I mean, it's smart because it's understanding the market. You're always going to have parents coming in. You need different price points, for the family that'll come in. Also, as you said, alumni weekend, all of that. It was it was a smart move. And so excited for them. That's kind
Yeah,
of
I'm very
awesome.
excited. It motivated me. It got me inspired when I saw this. Like, man, you just gotta really, if you stick to your guns, really believe in what you're doing, because you and I
Yep.
are entrepreneurs and we gotta hustle all the time.
Are
It
you
just
kidding me?
shows, right? We're on
All
the
the time.
grind all the time. So what you could see what these did, these founders, congratulations to graduate. And Hilton,
Yeah.
don't water it down. Keep it going.
No, no. Hopefully it's a little bit hands off, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Okay. Next topic here. IHG is going to be expanding their EV charger installation program at hotels across US and Canada. This is particularly exciting. Currently they have about 1,100 hotels globally with EV chargers. And now, I mean, they're just planning on rolling it out that much more. I think they're partnering with Enviro Spark. For those that might be familiar with that, but this is great, and I mean, you know how I feel about this.
I know
I
you got your Tesla right outside. So I'm scared of having an electric vehicle. I'm like in that
No, okay, no, do not be scared of, but yes, but I also understand because when I right before I got my electric car, I was like, am I just gonna constantly be nervous about when can I
charge.
charge it?
Mhm.
And I will say this, definitely living in a place where I have a charger that I can just charge my car overnight, complete game changer. But for example, I was potentially going to have to drive to Vegas. And I was doing the math. I have 330 miles on my car and it's 230 miles. Can I go? Will it be okay? Like what, because it miles, but it's electricity. So probably the more you use things.
Yeah, and if you're listening now, if you have an electric vehicle, are you looking for hotels that have charging? I'm curious
Yes,
about this because we talked about this way back when we first started
we
about
did.
hotels now starting to do this, and I still think not a lot of them are doing it. That if you
Mm-mm.
can have your electric charging specials inside the hotel, like at the
Yeah.
breakfast or the cafe, because it still takes time to charge, right? You still got to charge for
Yeah,
an hour.
it does. No, totally. It totally, and that's the other thing. It's like it all depends on how fast of a charger. So if they've got like a trickle charger, for example, that's what I have here. At home, it can take potentially up to like 16 hours for a full charge. Now, that's fine if I'm parking it at 5 p.m. and I'm not going to be going anywhere till late morning. That can definitely be tricky if you're a property and you've got people and you're staying at a hotel and you need to
Mhm.
quickly charge before going. So I think hotels absolutely need to be paying attention to that. And by the way, also not just having one charger for the entire
Yes.
hotel, but multiple chargers and rapid chargers.
Yeah, because I live
Um,
in a nice condo and they put in now a charger. So everyone's fighting
wait,
over that charger. So
oh
now
my
they
God,
have rules.
one.
They're adding more. Yeah. So it's just interesting to see. All
Yeah.
right. But I
No,
love that they're doing this. I love that they're doing it. And
oh
I even
yeah.
saw that Shell
That,
gas companies now are taking out, like, I think they said 1,000 of their stations are going to become electric charging stations. So
ooh,
they're
I did
going
not
into
see
that as
that.
well.
That is
I saw that
exciting.
last night when I was researching with this. So let's see. It's happening.
That's
Let's see if it continues to go.
No, and I think it's a great thing. By the way, Jeremy said a good thing. Should hotels charge extra for 100%? Well, they should charge, and I think actually it could go a couple of ways.
Room
Because
package. It could be a room package, maybe.
it could be a room package. You could do that. Also, you could just offer it complimentary to like guests that are staying overnight. Because it really isn't necessarily that much. It can be just part of an amenity, uh,
Mhm.
or but if somebody is not staying at the hotel, you should absolutely be charging them to charge at your property. So point is that you can totally charge for it, and it can be an extra revenue stream depending on how you want to slice it. But definitely hotels should not be sleeping on it. So shout out to IHG for getting on board already.
I love
I
it.
know.
Keep it
I know.
going. I'm gonna have to be a convert soon, I think. I gotta
I
save
would
this planet for my kids, right? I gotta keep them in a better
totally.
place.
Okay, one electric vehicle at a time. Now, this I know, Steve, you were going to have a lot to say about this because we were
Mhm.
talking about it right before we came on. A little bit about you had a past life of a staffing agency, but so what's going on right now? Transforming talent talent sourcing in the hotel industry, the rise of the gig economy and fractional staffing models. You want to talk about this a little bit more?
Yes, I do. And so I have two ways to look at this. As a hotel, I encourage you all to look at this because a lot of people are stuck in their old ways of being short staffed and not looking to kind of bring on people who are, not full time members or not part of their team. I'm lucky enough to where my business model for the consulting is I'm considered one of these fractional executives where you can have me come in for a day or two, work with you, work with your team. And the clients I have, very happy doing it, get a lot of stuff done.
Mhm.
But with staffing companies, I used to own one for hospitality for 4 years. I had a 700 team members in my staffing company. And we had housekeepers, dishwashers,
Yeah,
all different kind of people. And we did
yeah.
things the right way, right? We paid the right way. We paid taxes. We had insurance on people. Everyone was legal to work in the country. What I want to warn people about out there is there's a
Mhm.
lot of people doing things the wrong way.
Oh,
And you
well,
got people who are not legal to work in the country working
yeah.
in your places. You have people who have not been background checked working as housekeepers in your hotels. You have things that are not being done the right way. And they may sign your contract at your hotel saying they're going to do all those things, but make sure to inspect what you expect, just like we do
Mhm.
when we're in the hotels. So there are
Yeah,
some bad actors that give it a bad name, but there are really good companies doing great work and a lot of people who just need some flexibility. Like you and I have talked about this,
totally.
where you may want to become an actor, or an actress, or a singer, or have a project you want to work on at night, but
Yeah,
you need something during the day that you can do 2 or 3 days a week. So I think
totally.
hotels should really look at it, whether they're using staffing companies or not. Look at fractional, like, hey, I could use that supervisor 2 days a week.
Yeah.
It's better than having that job open.
Completely. So, yeah, this is such a smart thing, and what I love actually from this particular article to give you all just an idea of numbers. So,
Hmm.
between 2016 and 2021, the gig economy experienced a 31% growth. Okay, so that's like over 5 years, 31% growth, and then they're projected that in the US, it's gonna surpass 90 million workers by 2028. So if you're just looking 90 million people, that's a lot of people that you could be tapping into that pie
Hmm.
of staff that can help you. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to flexibility. I mean, we saw obviously with the rise of Uber and Lyft. I mean, I think that that's going to be the most um, ubiquitous option. The idea that people know when they think of the gig economy, they think of Uber or Lyft. So why not apply that to other areas where you can and where it makes sense?
Yeah.
Um,
And there's like stadiums are using it a lot, like event
yeah.
places. But I really think that there's a place that hotels just need to change their mindset a little bit. You could create your
Mhm.
own little mini staffing company of saying, hey, these
Totally.
30 people are our flexible staff, just like you would in banquets. Like here's our, third string of servers that we're going to call in for things that we need. You could do that with any kind of position in a hotel. A
Yeah.
lot of hotels are like, well, we're saving on like 35% because we don't have to pay for benefits or insurance or all these things that we have to pay a regular employee. So I've been a part of all those conversations, but I really think
Yeah.
that we need some more flexibility
We
all
definitely do.
across. Like I was talking to a server, I won't say where, and I don't
Oh
want to blow
man,
that person up,
you're hush
who's
hush.
look, their son is graduating high school and they're like
Mhm.
fighting to get that day off to be able to go watch their son have his graduation. Right. Like it's
Oh,
like
I get
crazy
it.
to me. It's crazy. Like as a boss, you got to make sure you're taking care of those people that are working for you. Have some emotional EQ, right? Like take care of that person.
Totally. Totally. Funny that you bring this up. So my mom actually sells cars. So she's more in sales and I think it's hilarious. By the way, if anybody is in the Allentown, Pennsylvania area and in the market for an Acura, I got a nice honest blonde woman for you. Oh my God, that sounds crazy. That sounds like a dating app. Kidding. So But it's interesting. Her days off are, and coming from somebody with a hospitality background that I've had crazy days off, working weird hours, her days off are Sunday, Wednesday. So she never has off 2 days in a
Days in a
row.
row. Yep.
And I'm planning on visiting the East Coast this weekend because I need to go see family. And it's been crazy for me because I want to have 2 days off with her, but I also can't stay there for an entire week. And I'm
Right.
like, this is so hard. And she's like, well, I don't know, like when I can take off. And I'm just like, what? What?
It's
This
tough.
is so
It's tough.
crazy. So yeah, let people have their lives. Like, but I also get it. You have to have staff and coverage. And if you barely even have enough staff to cover just the normal hours, I mean, it's a 24-hour business. It's hard.
Yeah.
Hospitality industry, we're always open. You
That's
just
why it's
need people
short.
at all
That's why we're
hours.
short staffed because of stories like that. And that
Yep.
spreads. Like Tanner saying, the boss just step in and do the job for that day. Absolutely. But that service team can say, hey, you know what? We're going to step up. We'll take 2 extra tables each. Go watch your son graduate. But maybe that
Yeah.
person's not nice and they have a bunch of write ups. I don't know the whole backstory, right? But when
No,
I hear
true.
those things, it drives me nuts.
And maybe the boss can't do that. Maybe the boss has now worked 40 days in a row. Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
So it's not to say that they're not pulling their own weight. Who knows? But yeah, it's a challenge, and we've all been there.
So look into fractional. Look at this. Look at the gig economy. I think there's a lot out there that you could work on.
We're going to definitely we will definitely be seeing shifting employee options moving forward more and more. Maybe we should have like a HR person on here, or like a employment person on here.
I know someone very good. We can
I do
talk offline
too.
with you. We can have them both come on. Look, we
Okay.
got 4 people on here.
Fun, crazy. Okay, switching gears into talking about what's going on in the world of travel. So this was a pretty neat article that came out where people are exploring new destinations and longer stays. Not necessarily too much of a surprise, but the travelers are still continuing to embrace exploration going into 2024. So I thought this was kind of cool. Travelers are now planning 3 or more trips in 2024, with the vast majority, about 93%, that will include international destinations, which is great.
Mhm.
I mean, and by the way, these are, I believe these are for Americans. So just to understand that, but 41% of respondents are planning to 3 or more trips abroad to places including Mexico, Canada. I know not too far abroad, but across those
It's too
borders.
broad. Yeah.
It's still abroad. You got to stamp that passport, maybe. Europe, Africa are also the 4 leading destinations for these travelers. But and they also found that 66% are planning to include new international destinations to visit this year. So I love that people are like, hey, we want to go stamp our passport and go.
It's amazing. And what
Yeah.
I like seeing too is that 30% are solo travelers. Like they're just like, I'm going. I'm going to figure
Yes.
out what's out there and see what's going on. But this is like a good time. I have 2 younger brothers. My
Mhm.
younger brother Rick and my dad are both in Hong Kong right now. So they were like, he had to go for work for something, and they
That's
turned it
amazing.
into a trip together. And now they're sending me pictures because they're 12 hours ahead of all the stuff that they're going on at
That
like
is
the night
so cool.
markets.
Are you having a bit of a bit FOMO? Some
Yeah,
FOMO?
and my brother
Yeah.
went skiing this week, and I'm like, man, I haven't gone anywhere. These kids are in school. Wife going out of town on our business conference. I got a trip going here.
Yeah. No, it is exciting to see, and I love that you brought that up. Did we? I think, was it last week that we talked about it? The leisure travel, obviously huge
Mhm.
segment, but I love that the sheer number of people that, if they're traveling for business, I think it was
Yeah,
almost
like
90% would stay in the hotel that they were already booked in for work.
yep,
I love those numbers. That was great.
yep.
But again, this, I guess the big also takeaway with this is, despite the state of the global world right now, there's a lot of, there's a lot going on. People are still like, no, we're going to travel internationally, and we're going to, make sure that even if we have to pay extra for travel insurance. By the way, I'm going to be talking about travel insurance on my social media platform soon, so stay tuned for that. But whether they have to do travel insurance or pay a little bit extra just to make sure that they have some peace of mind, they're like still traveling internationally.
Yeah, it just hit me as I'm sitting here talking to you about this that 4 years ago today was when I was laid off for the pandemic, right? And so I think people still realize that, hey, I'm gonna go out and travel. Like it feels like it was just last week. And in some ways, right? But like
It
I was still
does.
traumatized from my time going through it. But
Yeah. Yeah,
that was
that
4
was
years ago.
wild.
So I still have that mindset of like, I work with people that didn't make it, right? They passed away. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what else? I think about them sometimes like, all right, I'm going to travel. I'm going to do these things. I'm sure there's a lot of people like this. Like, I'm going to go live life and enjoy it to the fullest.
Totally. It's wild how much things have changed. I mean, you so to the day for March 20th for
Yeah, it just
you,
hit me. I just looked at it and I was like, March
I
20th
think
was the day I was
mine was
told
like
you're laid
March
off in one day.
16th. Yeah. We were
Mhm.
told that we weren't laid off, but we were like, stay home and start using your vacation time
Yeah.
until we figure it out. But
Yeah. I was 3
yeah.
months. I was 3 months at home and then I was brought back. So it just
Oh,
shows you how quickly things it was fast 4 years, man. Crazy to say out loud.
it is crazy. It's so nuts. Wait, so what's Gary saying here? 2024 not looking good for hotels. Only 1% increase in occupancy compared to last year.
I
Very
gotta
slow
review the
year so far.
stats. Yeah, we gotta review the stats. I know that in certain areas it's higher than others, but maybe that's
Yeah.
overall. We have to take a look.
Yeah, it all depends on the market, but I mean, it's still, I mean, at least it's a 1% increase.
Still going up.
It's still going up. I mean, not every year can be if we're looking at how things increased from, I don't know, 2020 to 2021, those numbers are going to be a far significantly higher increase than where we are now. But no, we're still seeing that stride, and it's just going to continue to increase just as more and more people. We will verify the data with
Ooh,
an expert.
behind
Wow.
the scenes, Gary. We'll get you an answer. But if you're
Yes.
let us know what market you're in, it'll be helpful too.
Yeah,
Thanks for
definitely.
sharing.
So yeah, so people are still traveling, all that good stuff. All right, let's talk about sleep tourism and sleep vacation. So we have more and more um, hotels are leaning into this concept of a sleep vacation. And yes, it's more than just fancy beds that do different things, but apparently it's National Sleep Awareness Month. Did you know
Oh,
that?
no, but I need some.
Oh my god. Yeah. By the way, it is wild. And they talk about this obviously within the US, but being mindful that we do have people from other countries. Let us
Mhm.
know, are people sleep deprived where you are from as they are in the United States? We are walking zombies in the United States.
I saw something in Japan where they're like overstressed because they work so hard and they're like sleeping in public areas and they have like little beds everywhere and like
Stop.
yeah, they have like the little pods that you can book like
Oh
in
yeah,
different
sleep
public
pods.
areas and you can go
Do it.
sleep before you go to your next bed. Like I haven't been,
So
so I can't verify. So if you're watching from Japan, let me know.
let us know. 1 in 3 Americans at any given time are struggling with falling asleep or maintaining their sleep. And this was fascinating. So, according to Google Trends in 2023, online searches for the word sleep hit a record high. So, it's very obvious that sleep is top of mind. I mean, I have a sleep app. I've become very attuned to my sleep where before I would just be like, you sleep later, you catch up later, but there is no catching up. But it's interesting that basically a lot of these hotels are now um, partnering with different brands, whether they're doing things like a pillow menu. I actually worked with a wonderful company called Bright,
I
and
was
they're
about to mention
smart.
them. Mhm.
Yeah, smart mattresses. It was cool because they were at the London, the last hotel that I had worked at. And then they've now slightly modified their product. And I got to stay at the Waldorf Astoria Monarch Beach in Orange County trying out their beds. I'm it's cool. Like it takes
What made it cool? Because here at the Carillon Wellness Resort that we
yes,
talked about before,
yes, we did.
every single room now has a Bright mattress
Yes.
in their room. So does it connect to an app that you use and you can see
Yeah.
how you're like tossing and turning or like your body
So
temperature? Like what does it show you?
So it used to be you could do a whole lot more, but they had to streamline it just a little bit to make it just more ideal and practical for hotels. So what they do is they have a QR code. So yes, correct, it's an app. They have a QR code next to the bed. It's a web based app, but you can also download their app for if you're staying at a
Subscription.
property. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly. If you want to really keep track of your sleep, you can control the temperature on the bed. They can either roll a little bit, and you can also have different sides of the bed. You can that you can control each side of the bed as well too. So if you and your significant other are sharing a bed and you have different sleep temperatures,
Mhm.
modify all of that. They have a element where it'll play music.
I like that. I've been doing that a lot
So
in our household recently.
yeah. So really awesome what they're doing. And they aren't the only brand, but I'm definitely pretty familiar with them. And I love what they're doing because it's just getting travelers in the mindset of when they're able to go on a trip that they can really just focus on your sleep. And it only makes sense. We're at a hotel. How many of you do you sleep better at a hotel, by the way?
Depends which kind of bed. It matters on the bed and the pillow. If I have a
Oh,
crappy
really?
pillow and not a good bed, I cannot sleep well. I cannot.
Oh, I
'Cause
sleep.
I've invested big time in my bed and my pillow and the sleep stuff I've got, so when I go
Wow.
somewhere that has skimped on it, it's rough.
Interesting. Interesting. I normally sleep pretty well in a hotel. I don't I
That's
think
because
it
'cause you're in
would
presidential suites everywhere you go.
yeah, 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 yeah. Calm down. No, it's not quite like that. But I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had like a bad night's rest at a hotel.
Maybe
Even if
it's yeah, no, I wouldn't say bad because look,
no,
they
no,
have
no,
these
no.
dark rooms. Depends if you have thin walls, if you're in that connecting room that
Sure.
doesn't really go and you have the party room next door. Um, I see Will's commenting behind the scenes. I'm getting comments
Sure.
from Will
Yeah.
saying, "I'm proud of myself for my bed. I invested in that bed when I
You have the
became
best in your
an
bed.
adult."
I do think about it all the time, with what was it? I was at the Westin. Westin, they have their heavenly beds.
Yep, they kicked it off. Mhm.
Stayed also at the W, love their beds. It just there's something about it. I just sleep so well.
Yeah, look, I enjoy
Well,
it. I enjoy it if it's the right setup. That's what I gotta
yeah.
say. But something I've
So
done with sleep, and maybe this is something for all you out there, I've
yeah.
got kids, and we started putting on Sonos. We have Sonos speakers in the rooms,
Okay.
and we put on deep sleep, playlist from Spotify, and it's the
Oh.
best. And that plays, like, for the first 3 hours, and we're asleep, and
Oh.
it's great.
Oh, that's good. Wow, you have a whole sleep regimen over there.
We started that because now they were, like, up and wired, and we put that on. It's like, oh,
Yeah. Oh, that's
so
good though. That's great.
great.
So, if you guys are tuning in, let us know if you're at a property, if your property does anything that's really sleep focused, or if you've been somewhere and you've seen that and it really kind of just was interesting. Let us know. It's always fun to see who is doing what where, but
Yeah, absolutely.
don't skip on sleep. Um, all right, let's move on to our real time recap. What have you experienced this week out there in the wild? You Mr. 50 hotels in 50 days?
I
Or
have
I don't
yeah, I've
know,
got some
no.
things. Look, for the hotels I've been in, I can see what I love looking is especially the front desks. When you go to the front desk, you can
Mhm.
tell a lot about a hotel right away.
Yeah,
And
oh,
I would
totally.
say 90% of the hotels, I see a lot of friendly smiles, people helping other people, like enjoying their day. Shout out to
Mhm,
all your front desk agents if you ever hear this or watch this, because you have one of the toughest jobs in the hotel.
mhm.
So I would say for the hotels I've been in, I'm happy to see that these front desk agents are doing really well.
Yeah. No, that's great. So, 2 nights ago, I ended up, having adult beverages and snacks at
You?
me I know. It was a rare moment, but I did. I did. I had to play my part. But I went to the peninsula where I used to work. The last time I left in at the end of 2011.
Mhm.
It's a long time ago. Don't do the math on how old I am. Um, and it was just so nice to go back there because it just it's totally welcoming. The bar has this vibe that's really interesting, and it's just been cool to, go from a place where you used to work there, and then you go and you experience it
Enjoy
as a
it.
guest. Yeah, but you can see I mean, even when they would bring out like, we had dessert and they, like, brought out dessert, just it was just the level of service was so high touch, and it was wonderful, and it was just a really elevated experience. And it was just nice to see, because you don't always see that. You're just like, oh, hey, whatever, we've run out of food or this or that. And then
Yep.
you go there and they just deliver with such warmth. And it's simple, but it was really awesome to see. So shout out to my friends over at the Peninsula Beverly Hills, still killing it after all these years.
It's amazing, right? When you go into a hotel you used to work at, I want to add one because you made me
Yes.
trigger a memory. So one
Okay.
of the
Okay.
hotels I've been to is the Mandarin Oriental in Miami, where I used to work.
Okay.
Right. So
Mhm.
saw somebody I knew. They walked me through the back of house because once you leave, you don't really walk the back of house. And I hadn't
Right.
been there, like you said, in the back of house since 2010 as well, 2011.
Yeah.
And a room service server that was on my team is still there, Angela. And she was someone I always use an example as like a great person on the team because we had someone staying at the hotel fighting cancer. No one knew, but that person
Wow.
told our server, and she made a fresh pressed green juice for that person every day for a month that lady stayed with us.
Oh
I
my
just remember
goodness.
that to this day. And I saw her there. She gave me a big hug. So wanted to give her a shout out over at the Mandarin.
Oh, that is amazing. I
Yeah.
love that.
So that's
Oh,
mine. That's mine today.
that's which, by the way, I love that you were referencing same years. For those that do not know, Steve and I we're literally a week apart in age, which is
Mhm.
bananas to me.
I'm older than you. Yep.
Yes.
I'm older
Yes.
by 4 days, I think.
But no, I think we're like exactly a week apart. Aren't you
Yeah.
the
June
second?
2nd. Yeah. You're the what?
I'm
9th?
June 9th. So guys, stay tuned for the beginning of June because we're definitely gonna have to do some sort of dual birthday bash.
Dual.
I
42.
Woo!
What? Good
Wait, did
though.
you just say your age, which said
Yeah. Who
my age?
cares? Who
I don't care. It doesn't
cares?
matter. Ugh,
You
we're
could
not
play
doing it.
30,
That's
like
cute.
you're good.
It's fine. I still have 21-year-olds that hit on me. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, because
At the
that is not what
peninsula.
this show is about. Not at the peninsula. There are definitely no 21-year-olds in that bar. More like 81-year-olds. Okay. All right. Our hospitality quote of the day. We got this.
Yep.
Service.
Service.
Yeah, go for it. You say it.
We
You
do it
want
together. Service is not about the giver. It is about the recipient. Dr. Brian Williams.
Yeah, right?
I like that one. I haven't
I
heard that
know.
one.
Yeah, it is. And it's so true. By the way, for those that don't know Dr. Brian Williams, he is a phenomenal hospitality speaker and trainer. The meaning of life 42. Oh, goodness gracious. Now we're really just putting it all out there. But Dr. Brian Williams is awesome. So if you have not had the chance to sit in on any of his trainings or his keynotes, he is so passionate. I mean, it is like going to church in the best way possible.
I have
And
to
I don't
watch
even
it.
go to church, but if I did go to church, that is the church I want to go to, the Hospitality Church of Dr. Brian Williams. Phenomenal. I don't know where this just went.
Yeah,
But again,
we're back on the rails here, but I say I love that. But selfishly, I think all of us in hospitality have that addiction to giving. We feel good
yeah,
when we see someone's face light up and see something good that we did change their life in a
totally.
little way. That's what I
Totally.
love as well.
Yeah, it is about the recipient and um doing what it's that platinum rule. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily the golden rule, which is do unto others as you'd want done unto yourself, but it's the platinum rule is do unto others as what they want. So you're being
Never heard the
mindful.
platinum rule. Have you guys
Well,
heard the
that's
platinum rule before? This is the
dude,
first
that's
time I've heard
Dr.
the
Brian
platinum rule.
Williams. I'm not kidding. This man is amazing.
All right,
That's
Dr.
awesome.
Brian Williams. The
It's just
platinum
awesome.
rule.
The platinum rule. I don't think he came up with it. It actually exists online, but it's a great rule. So definitely look into that. What a show, by the
Man,
way.
we went over 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I know Jeremy loves that when we go over. So, Jeremy, thanks for sticking with us if you're still here. And for all of
Yeah.
you out there,
Everybody, thanks for sticking with us.
yeah, it's great to see all of you here. Listen, I love doing these shows. I wish we
I
could do them
know.
more often.
Okay,
Stretch
more
out
often.
the
You want to do
energy.
this more often? You're
We
like
just talk to you more often. That's what we got to do.
every morning. Every morning we can do a powwow. Wow. That would be something else. We'll get there eventually. But no, thank you guys always for tuning in, joining in on the lives, sharing in the comments. Honestly, that's what makes this. I mean, I love talking to Steve. Don't get me wrong. We thoroughly enjoy talking to each other, but it is nice to have the live comments. So thank you guys always for tuning in and sharing the comments because that is what makes the show so special. We can bounce off of you. So I'm having my sentimental moment.
I love it. It's true. We had a little technical difficulty last week, and we missed all of you commenting. So
We
we
did.
love it.
But
We love it very much.
here we are, back again, and all good. So, well, I guess that's it for our show today.
We'll see you next week.
Yes, definitely. All right. Bye, guys.
Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Logify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.